Well, Social Security will be right now. It's at 65, isn't it? I mean, when we go into the JSAR, I believe your universal income will start at 60. I believe. Will people be notified on the first? Yes, they will. They're going to be notified for the foreign currency. Everybody has to. I mean, nobody's going to be missed here, right? I mean, everybody that's here on this planet doing whatever they're doing, the military knows who you are, and they have to. There has to be some level of monitoring to to figure out where everything is lying, like where, who's good and who's bad, right? And, they're not going to send all their money that they fought in this battle to recover to, just to put it back into, bad people's hands. It's just not going to work. It's going to be the good people that have good hearts, that have, have a close tie to their spirit, their God, their creator, that has been out there trying to do good things for others. Those are the ones that they want to put the money into. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we have so many, the good people of this world that we live in far outweigh the bad, okay? And, this shift that is coming, giving us this money, is going to move the power, the shift, over to doing all this good, having all this money to do good with, rather than all this money to do bad with. It's being sucked from the bad people's hands and put in the good people's hands because they stole it from you to begin with, right? Everybody's waiting patiently. Sorry, dear. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? CRA offices closed too. Yes. I mean, if they're open and they're still bugging you, just put it in red lettering to say, take it from my account, blah, 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 my trust fund. And you could put your registry number from your birth certificate, put the number down there, and it's over. They'll never, there's a couple of things you can say. If you've got people bothering you, this is what I was going to show you. If you've got people, debt collectors or whatever they are, trying to harass you, all you have to say, oh no, why I don't have it, give me a second here. Oh, so I guess I don't have it. There was something that I had dug up in pertaining to, I'm sorry, I just don't have it. There was something pertaining to, there was 3 things, and I'll dig that up. Okay, I'll find it again, that you can just write down 3 lines on this, and that will shut them down, and they'll never call you again. And I will get that back to you. Well, if the CRA is still taking money from your account, change your accounts. Like, take your money out of your account, kill your account, and start up another bank. And usually go to the Scotiabank, Royal Bank if you're in Canada. Make sure the bank that you're going to is going to be a Basel III compliant bank. The IRS or the CRA, whoever they are, have no jurisdiction. They have no legal right to take your money. It doesn't matter, even the thought of them thinking that you owe them money is a crime. People have to stand up for and protect your money. You have to stand up and protect your family. And don't give them, it's like me if me going out and taking a $10,000 bundle and then laying it down on the street and standing on the corner watching that money. Somebody's going to grab it, aren't they? How am I going to protect it when I'm sitting on the street? It's the same thing as when your money's in the bank. How are you going to protect it when it's sitting in the bank? You know? The EBS, like I said, the emergency broadcast system is so close right now. I can feel it. It's slapping me in the face right now. That's how close it is. And I don't know, like, why it hasn't gone off right now. You know, I do know that, like, watching the metals market right now is extremely important. Yeah, I mean, this thing here, it's showing gold is up almost $38. Platinum is up $12. And palladium is up $36. But silver is down 78 cents. How does that even make sense? It doesn't. That's because the manipulation and whatever's going on there is being controlled, and the exposure of whoever's controlling that is being exposed, and they're going to be taken out very, very, very quickly. No, I'm just Alex. Let's not talk biblical stuff, okay? I'm not that worthy. Foreign currency, that's a good idea. If you can grab some foreign currency, absolutely. That would be the cheapest way to get money happening fast for you once this flips over. Like I said, I'm getting calls that, like, if you want to wait in a lineup around the corner, around the block, these things are a half a block long now, waiting to go in there to buy silver. And, you know, it's putting extreme strain on the silver product. They're not going to be able to get it out fast enough, and silver will become like hen's teeth. And this is why you see this really weird anomaly that's going on right now in this stupid silver market. How can it even be minus? How can it be going down, other than the fact is they are throwing everything at it to keep it down. They're throwing everything they got, including the bathtub, they're throwing at it right now to keep it down. And when they have nothing left to throw, it's going to go parabolic. It's just going to go, it's going to like be like a rocket ship. So many people, this is why you're seeing so many people lined up waiting to buy. Everybody's saving. They're even selling the gold to buy silver. I mean, that's what's going on right now. Yeah, they're just giving me a warning here. Did they even vote 1913? I don't know about that one. It's hard to say. What about the digital ID? There is no digital ID or Mark of the Beast. I mean, they might make attempts in some small way at doing it, but there will be, basically it's just up to, it's about being smart, right? We're not going to go to CBDCs because that's all cabal. We're not going to go into the digital ID because that's all their bullshit. If it doesn't say Q or quantum financial system in it, or being run by good military, the redemption centers, then don't touch it, really, Med beds are out right now, okay? They're all out and about, and they are treating the most severe patients right now, especially the little ones. What is the true gold-silver ratio? Well, it's 7-to-1. They should be, there's 7 ounces of silver coming out for every, 7 ounces of silver coming out for every ounce of gold. And that's what it should be right now. And right now, on the books that we're seeing on all our screens is 80-to-1. That's just so much hypocrisy there. It's just such a huge lie. And then even on paper, the banksters, these unelected people that handle your money, that have no business handling your money, are now writing paper saying that here you can buy on paper silver and I'll sell you, you give me all this money you got, and I'll give you all this paper I got written on paper that you own silver. Okay? That's at 375 to 1. That was the last I seen, 375 to 1. Well, what's that? That means there's only 1 ounce of silver for 375 copies of paper. So there's 374 investors out there that won't get their silver. You see what I mean? There's a lot of people in some big, deep shit right now. And like I says, I apologize for the vulgar language. Silver, gold replenishes. Yes, anybody tell you different? No. You have to understand, Trump, there's 4 or 5 Trumps right now. And we don't know, I mean, if he's talking shit, then he's the fake Trump. And he's being controlled by the spooks, okay? So, the real Trump, number one, he's being well protected inside Cheyenne. And he's going to wait. I mean, he either goes from Cheyenne or he goes off planet. That's basically it. These other ones that are running around, even the one that's over in Europe right now, that's maybe number 2 or number 3. He's doing all the he's getting the glory for whatever is going on there. But that one's just a knockoff. Well, I'm doing fine. I'm just trying to get all these. I'm doing great. The thing is about all the funding coming back from these scammers, yes, they're all going to be marked, and you will be, whether or not you get money back from these scammers or not doesn't matter, because you're getting a pile of money coming in from other sources anyways. So, and the only thing, I mean, who knows where these scammers could have taken their money and gambled it all away in Vegas or used it for drugs or whatever. But all of them, they will be disappearing very, very soon. I think there's a military mentality going on here. They're allowing them to do all their shit just so they can be exposed. Because every time they're doing something stupid shit on the screen here, it's being monitored, by them, the military, okay? Yes, Trump's putting a stop to a lot of things. And like it says, he's taking care. First, he's going to do all the peace deals. And once the peace deals are done, everybody signs the agreements and stuff like that. Nobody's going to break it. I do want to say one thing, that, for all these negatives and these, these liberals that are out there, and Israeli supporters that are going on right now, that are basically, being cheerleaders for the death and the destruction of the Palestinian in Gaza and what's been going on, all the genocide, you're going to be so despised by humanity when this is all over, because the real Jews have left Jerusalem a long time ago. They knew they could not deal with it. Let's just get that straight. They left. The real Hebrew people went to all corners of the earth because they saw what was coming. And the only ones left there are the ones that are, and I don't want to go very much further, but all the people that supported all this bullshit that went on in the last 6 months, when all this shit was going on, when your grandchildren find out what you had done, they will despise you. You're going to never be able to live this down. You're going to be living with this inverted sickness that you have exposed yourself to for the rest of your life. And I just want to let you know that. It's not anything that's, anything nice that I wanted to say about that. I mean, I didn't want to say it, but that's exactly what's going to happen. you are on the wrong side of history. And a lot of you liberals are on the wrong side of history. You're not going to be able to, what you have created and what your whole legacy, is gone. We know who you are. And that's all going to be, you're going to have to answer some very, very tough questions soon enough. Yes, once you receive your money, right, in your own country, or you're from your birth certificate, wherever you're located there, you're going to be able to travel anywhere you want. So if you got, friends and family, whatever, it's okay. You can take your family back over there. It's not like you're being pinned down. No, it's just that they need to, there's so many, how else are you going to get rid of all the illegals, that are actually good illegals just here trying to work? Should they be here? I don't know. They can still come back and work, but they will be receiving their money based on the numbers that they have, on their birth certificate, whatever they were registered at. And then once that is done, I believe that the birth certificates are going to be called to be handed in, and your real birth, and based on the Gregorian or the Julian calendar or the Gregorian calendar, it is all going to be different. I worked out my numbers, and that the calendar that we're on right now says I'm 70, but the one that was done through our Lord Jesus Christ, and all that has been put together, was 13 months. This is, what are they going to go back to? I know that the Alliance is following the scroll, all the scripture, okay? So anything of this world that has been manipulated or inverted is all going to be going back to what the scripture, and how we're going to follow that is going to be the way it's going to be. When's the EBS? Like it says, everybody's waiting. Should we still be buying dong and dinars? Yeah, if you can. Just make sure it's authentic. That's all. If you're not buying it from the bank. Seven ounce gold for every ounce of silver. Yes, I believe. Okay. Whatever it's gonna, I'm not sure how that works out, but I know it was 7-1, so they were giving 7 ounce at that time. It was being calculated. It took 7 ounces of gold, 7 ounces of silver, the value of them, to equal 1 value ounce of gold. Okay, so it, you know what I'm talking about, right? So if I got it mixed up, I apologize. How do we find the med beds? The med beds, when you go into the EBS, will be, you can ask for the med beds at the time of your redemption center, and when you go into the bank and deal with them, or there will be opportunity to set up an appointment, and they're gonna, to get the appointment done, and then based on that, it only takes 20 minutes to go in there to get a good clearing, and from what I understand, 20 to 30 minutes for a decent cleansing, clearing, and to wipe disease, and then from there for more internal issues or whatever they got to be, it may take a little bit longer. Okay, so silver right now is selling for $51.80, so it's dropping again. So they've dropped it 68 cents. It should be sitting at 100, but it's at 51.80, and that is an absolute manipulation and a lie on top of that, because they are so scared that everybody's going to go out and buy silver, which they are anyways, right? They're going out there and they're buying, they're lined up around the corner. I'm hearing in Vancouver right now, they're 2 blocks long waiting to buy silver. I don't even know how much stock they have. That's how bad it is. So, I mean, is the run on? The run is on now. That's the way I'm seeing it. The run's on. And we're, it's like Jaco said, we are, even at $80, even at $50 US, $80 US, $100 US, makes it like 140 Canadian. It's still a bargain, because they're not going to be able to hold it back. They have no, we are basically right now at 51.80 in uncharted territories. It's never been that high before through all the history. And I've been through two big spikes of silver, and one went to, I think it almost hit 50, but then that was done. I think it was the something brothers, I forget their name, went in there and said enough of that, and it's not going to happen. Then they ended up, buying a whole bunch of shit and whatever it was, and they drove it back down again, and that was the end of that. And then it goes, and then silver goes and sits dormant for 10 years, right? So, but it's one of these cases now that they're not going to be able to, and don't you can have the negative talk about it or whatever, but, let the numbers do the talking, right? That's what I'm seeing right now. Yes, we are very, very close. I mean, this internet could shut down any minute. We're at the 15th.